You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shark Tank After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shark Tank After Show.
Hey guys, we're here at AFTERBUZZ doing another recap of Shark Tank, episode 24.
Ready for some business.
Yeah, I really liked this episode. It was kind of, there was lots of different stuff. Overall, what'd you think?
Overall, it was a fun episode. I don't know in the timeline of filming when this takes place because they're getting really persnickety with each other. Like, the last guy, they like, good thing, Robert's getting all greedy, and Robert's like, what? That was a good deal. So they're all going for each other.
They are, but I feel like do I need to know something?
Oh, it's episode 25. Not 24.
They had 2 episodes. I guess we just counted 1 episode.
Oh, sorry, everybody. Episode 24. My bad. Okay, well, let's get started. First, we have the smart light bulbs called Illumi. Is that how I said it? Illumi? We had Corey and Swapnil. They wanted $350,000 for 15%. What you think about these light bulbs, Phil?
They were smart guys. I give them credit. They took them. It seemed like Mark was. I don't know, for some reason. As soon as they said Dallas, just the word Dallas or Texas, Mark's like, what? Not that that's the driving force in why he does business with anybody, but it's just always funny to me.
I like these a lot, but I feel like part of the pitch should have been like what everybody was saying, like. In the beginning, I thought it was about the light bulb, and it's not about the light bulb. It's about the experience. It's about the app. And I mean, again, like I'm not an app. I'm one of the few that probably. I get that all these apps make a shit ton of money. Apps. I get it, but I am like not the girl that would use my phone to turn my left. Maybe I would. Maybe if I had it, I would. I don't know. Maybe I'm denying myself something that's awesome.
You're denying yourself pleasure.
Well. I don't know. Anyway, but they didn't package it like that. Like in the beginning, I thought it was really, you know what I mean? I thought it was the light bulb, but it's really not the light bulb. It's the light bulb in this fixture that's connected to this app that you can control from your phone. And like a lot of people said, I feel like stuff like this exists already. Like you can lock your doors from your phone. You can turn on your swimming pool from your phone. Like I feel like you can do almost anything from your phone.
There's a lot of products for a lot of these different things, and it's just a matter of which one kind of sticks and what does what feature. So that you and me could have a battle if we both have the same kind of app that does a similar thing. I could say, oh yeah, well, mine also does the garage. And you'd be like, yeah, well, mine also knows when to feed the dogs.
But I feel like there's stuff like I feel like it's like even on like ADT or P or whatever it is. Like there's something ADT. ADP's payroll. I think that there's something that can do kind of everything. There's something that can like make sure your door's locked, make sure the oven's off, make sure. Like I see this commercial of these kids coming into this party.
The whole premise is universal remote or universal something. Right. And so a lot of those things are headed that way. I mean, just look at with viewing in general, right? It's supposed to be one box. Why are you guys like winking at each other?
No, I'm trying to get your attention. Could you put this up a little bit? I can't hear myself. Thanks. Sorry, I was trying to be inconspicuous, and I guess I threw you, Phil. Sorry.
It's just
so much
like,
better.
What are they
I can
flirting
hear
or
myself
something? Like, what's going on?
No, I was trying to like, I don't know, when you were talking, just give a little like, hey, mic check.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We
Like,
didn't
what
do like the mic check.
Anyway.
I was all like, anyway, sorry to interrupt.
Okay,
Go
the
ahead.
point
Universal
being,
remote.
or just even this one box. The idea of this one box where you can watch TV, you can play video games, you can watch Netflix and Hulu and this and that. One box to feed them all, right? I guess someone got really obsessed with Lord of the Rings and they want one unit for everything. But that seems to be the premise, and because smartphones are the way that smartphones are, it seems to be the natural progression of things. Like, hey, everyone always has their cell phone on them. It's smart. Load it up with apps that might ease your day.
You know what I would like to happen, and maybe people will not like me for saying this. I would like all of technology to fail for about a week. Just a week. So people could really get a grip of what it was like 15 years ago when, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like all we're doing...
You're one of those entrepreneurs that goes into the tank that has this ambition, but how does it make me money, as Kevin would say?
No, I like to make money. A lot of my stuff, like, I can see the money in the apps. I can see, even when we were talking about that dating app a few episodes back, like, I can see what would be better. You know what I mean? Like, I get the whole make money part of it. But, like, man, people are so freaking connected to their smartphones that it's dumb. Just my opinion. Anyway, so, and these bulbs, it's kind of, and again, it's this whole experience. And what they, for me, what I didn't get, and maybe you did get, are these bulbs a universal fit? So it's the bulb.
No bulb is, though.
Right. So it's the bulb. It's $289 for a 3-pack of bulbs, but that, like, kind of normal fit that I can go buy, like, the, you know, GE 4-pack of bulbs. I get this 3-pack for $289 and it'll fit in my normal lights? That's what they were saying, right?
Depends on the light, but I mean,
for the most part, though, I get
part,
they're not saying their bulb fits every light. I understand. Like, I'm not trying to say that that's what they're saying. I'm just trying to say that for the most part,
I guess
I could probably buy a pack of these lights. I don't have. Well, what I'm trying to say is I don't have to buy a special fixture for this bulb.
Most likely not.
Okay, because they had a few fixtures that all kind of seemed the same, so I didn't know if, like, you could buy these cool fixtures.
Again, well, there's halogen. Like, if you have a halogen fixture, you're not going to be able to use these. You have to redo your fixture. If, like, you buy a standard, let's say, table lamp for your, you know, desk or your bed, then it would work there. Yeah. So there is an overall standard, quote unquote, but again, there's tons of lights.
But in the same sense, if you
go to Home Depot,
right? But if you break it down. You know how many times you're, like, in the middle of something and your light bulb goes out, and it's, like, the most inopportune time. The light, especially if you have an office building or something, like, if you knew that the bulb was going to last. You know how many light bulbs
I had to call in every day?
Right, but I'm saying if you knew a light bulb was going to last for 20 years for $90, that's kind of not. I think that's a good investment.
That is a good investment.
So I just feel like, for me, I get it's a good idea. We'll go through their deal process, but I just feel like there was a few really cool things that they didn't kind of focus on. But I guess they said enough. So, you know, and Mr. Wonderful starts it with, like, this is the best licensing deal ever. Everybody's got light bulbs. Make this a little sticker or a little RFD chip, something that you could put on every existing light bulb. Now, that would be the smart thing, too. But
Kevin or not Kevin, I'm sorry, Mark and Robert disagree. Certainly Mark.
Well, he disagrees in the licensing ever. Well, okay, we'll get to that. But Barbara, yeah, she was kind of in my boat. She's a disbeliever of, like, turning things on with an iPad, that she doesn't think she's going to do it. She's out right away. Lori says there's a ton of competition, and she doesn't think they'll be able to compete, so she's out right away. So then Robert, like you were saying, goes in. He's like, I'm in the lighting industry. I actually think this is a cheap solution. And he makes the first offer, $350,000 for 35%.
Serviceable.
Serviceable, you think? I don't know. And then Mark.
They did have a good argument as to why they should be valued where they should be valued, even though they're on par to make $300. Last year they made $150. So they're definitely inflating themselves, but they did have a good argument.
Is that what they said? No, they didn't. No, I think they haven't sold.
What?
The one that made $150 last year was the Intelli Stopper, and $350 this year.
Okay.
So I feel like this is they need the money to manufacture it to bring it to market.
Got it. They're 2 months away, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Sorry, I got them confused.
That's okay. And then Mark, you know, chimes in with, like, how you were saying, the Mark and Robert going back and forth. He's like, man, I can bring value to this. I think Robert's being a little greedy, but I'll make an offer for you, $350,000 for 25%.
And they try. I mean, ultimately, that's a good deal. Especially, I felt like they wanted to work with Cuba, and they kept throwing out the word Dallas. And ultimately, they negotiated on the 25 to 20. But no, he's like, come on.
Well, but it was kind of interesting too, because when he went back to see what Mr. Wonderful wanted, Mark said, "I'm gonna go out," and then they got him to come back in. which doesn't really happen a lot. So Mark actually really liked the idea.
Except the last episode when all the guys left and then...
Right. But I'm
Very
saying
special
that
case, I
adds
know.
to like what you was saying,
Yeah.
that like they're getting a little testy of being like, you're taking too much time, I'm out. See you later. And then, you know, Mr. Wonderful chimes in with his contingency deal, but his contingency deal this time was just contingent on if they got the intellectual property. Like if they got the patent, so then he can license it out. He just wanted 15% of anything he licensed done, which I don't think was that bad of a deal, because if they can figure out, you know, how to make their costs, you know, or their margins 15% different, and then they essentially get the $350K for free.
Yeah.
Robert goes out and he eventually, negotiates with Mark down to a deal. And I think you're right. Like, I think that's kind of who he wanted.
Yeah.
So, anything else about the alum?
We'll
Are you
see.
gonna buy some?
Actually, they emailed me.
Did they? How do you not have that ready and tell me?
I didn't put 2 and 2 together until later, but you know.
Phil, what did they say? Are they gonna give us some light bulbs for the studio? And then we can promote them?
See, here's the thing. The problem is I have like 10 emails I manage. So let's see. You keep talking about
Popular.
It's not Mr. Popular. I manage a lot of businesses.
Okay. He's his own shark. You're your own shark.
Okay.
All right, well, while you find that email, we'll move on to the second people that come into the tank tonight is called ZooBean. We've got Felix and Jordan. They seem like a super cute couple. Again, we see this. I would say we see this almost, what do you think, like 50% of the time that the business is either husband, wife, or like, people in a relationship, or family, or friends. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we see that a lot. And I don't know if that's just for this show, for the banter of it or whatever, but I wonder what that statistic is of how many people are in business with each other, if it's more, family or not, and, whatever.
I think, well, they try to do business with who they're comfortable with.
Right. Doesn't always work out, though.
I mean, you should choose your business partner more carefully than you choose your spouse. Just saying.
You think so?
That's the
What do you think, Marissa? I saw a face over there.
I'm not saying.
Say it.
I don't know.
Really?
No,
Oh, I disagree with you both.
Why?
But I'm the hopeless romantic. Because I feel like the number one person should be, like, you think you should pick your business partner more wisely than the person that you...
Oh, sorry. Hold on. This is someone
You're not
from...
even paying attention to me.
I know, but this is someone from Verbalize It, so they're going to be...
Because if you marry someone, you don't even have to do business with them. They could still steal half your shit.
I know.
I mean, at least if you're in a business, you know what I'm saying? At least if you're in a business, they're doing some of the work. What is
I got it confused. It's somebody else from Shark Tank.
Oh.
See that. Anyway, so...
Did we? I don't remember covering... That's not from the season, is it?
No, it's, season finale. Everyone assumes that the season finale happened.
I didn't read the whole text. You sent me, it's like a book. Your phone's the size of a book.
Okay,
But I'm
anyway,
sure you can control your
we'll
lights
get
from
them for
that
the
thing.
season finale.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. They
Maybe.
emailed.
Anyway, yeah, that'd be super fun. So, and again, I like this couple because they're super passionate about their idea, but their idea stems from them being teachers. So what they have is, it's a subscription-based book club almost. Not
It's the
book club,
Netflix
but
of books.
no.
That's what Marx wants it to be.
Right. He's going to build it to be no, but it's not, because Netflix, you don't go to Netflix and be like, I want to action. You have to scroll through to pick your stuff from what they already have up there. This one, you type in what you want and then they give you a thing. It's not exactly Netflix, I don't think. Like,
Okay,
like,
if I had to explain it, though, that's how I'd explain it.
but that's not correct.
Okay.
But how Mark was saying, it's like this whole trusted curation is, going to be a big thing. And I totally agree with that. Like, people, like, and again, back to technology, like, technology is dumbing people down. They don't want to make decisions. They want to be told what to do. They want to be like, this is what I like. Tell me what to do. And make
People
me
love
happy.
choices. But
I don't agree. Yes and no.
the whole
yes and
point
no.
is,
People like
isn't there a saying
choices.
freedom is choice?
Right,
But
but
the
what I'm
problem
saying
is-
is people don't want to spend time making choices that are not that important. So figuring out a book, they want to make I feel like they'd rather make the choice of, I like 1, 2, and 3 rather than reading what the movie's about and making the choice for themselves. They wanna tell you what they want, and they want you to give it to them. They don't want to have to choose something they might like because for the fact that they might not like it, and then it's a waste of time.
I think it's a double problem because people want choices, but they don't like too many choices. It's just the way it is, and
I agree with you.
You know, and so just anyway, that's just the general thing. In terms of these guys, I wasn't really seeing. You know, Mark kept digging and digging, and I guess he eventually got what he wanted out of them, but nobody else really saw it.
I know. I was kind of and I like that. I like how Mark kind of stays quiet sometimes to the end. He stays quiet kind of, like, he kind of doesn't usually chime in first. Unless there's, like, a total, like, scumbag or somebody presenting something and he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do business with you. But, yeah, I mean, you know, Lori, you know, asks a few questions, what's your competition? And they were like, Amazon's a competition. But I don't know that you can do that on Amazon. Can you go check boxes on what you like? I don't know. It's not that...
Well, everyone uses Amazon, but it's not that. It just kind of recommends things to you.
Right, but does it recommend things from you because, like, it knows the IP address of your computer and it sees things that you search and it's like Big Brother recommending it, or does it recommend it because you're like, I want XYZ? Because sometimes it's right and sometimes they're wrong.
I know.
Like, I mean, like 4 of my good friends are like pregnant right now. Listen, so like all I see when I go to stuff like that is like pregnant crap.
Okay, but let's go to someone like Marissa, who loves movies.
I do.
So when you browse through Amazon, I see your face light up of like, ooh, that's a movie I like. Let me buy it.
Well, Amazon usually gives you recommendations of what you should buy.
But how do they get that information?
But
From
don't you light up?
Previous searches.
The point is you light
I'm
up.
on
You're
Amazon
like, ooh,
right now.
Ooh. Yeah, little Marissa just lights up.
That's
She's
why
like, I like
my
that
mic sound
movie.
wasn't right. No, I'm just kidding.
So, you know, and I think most people are like that.
Right, but would you be more or less excited if you didn't have to? So you probably had to watch a certain amount of movies in order for them to start recommending stuff that actually worked.
Yeah, and that tends to work for Netflix for your genres that you like to watch and stuff. But for Netflix, it usually goes off base of your past recent searches.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is, if the first time you went on it,
but Amazon,
and every week they gave you a new movie, you had to fill out once. And every week they gave you a new movie. Wouldn't that kind of be better?
Amazon.
Because what if one day your friends come over and watch a movie on your Netflix? Then it's going to start giving you all these weird
absolutely
movies.
messes
All the
you
time.
up. Everyone always knows.
People do that to mine.
Hello?
But here's
problem.
I know. I understand that. But with Amazon, it also accounts for, you could search one thing, right? And it accounts for other people's recommendation. So if you like this mug, you might also like the AFTERBUZZ mic cube.
Because some other person bought both.
Correct.
But see, I don't, and again, I just like playing devil's advocate, I think. But
I just think anytime you're building a taxonomy of how people are going to search for what and how it gets, it's just.
See, and that's the thing. To me, it's like, if you want to know how people are, what I'm going to like, just freaking ask me. Have me fill out a 5-minute thing, and then you know what I like.
People hate that.
I don't.
You're different.
Whatever.
Who the hell wants to sit there and fill out a 5-minute application just to sign up for one thing?
No, but it's not one thing. You do this once, and every week they'd give you a new movie or a new book or whatever.
And the cost of acquisition, right? That was Kevin's big thing.
Right.
Guess what? I'm already out because I don't care to fill out a 5-minute stupid thing.
Right, but
I'm just saying.
Choose my words wisely. I get what you're saying, but the 5 minutes spent. If you look at the investment of those 5 minutes for them to get it right, you're going to spend more than 5 minutes looking at what they send to you as a thing and saying no because your friend came over and watched some Beaches movie that you don't want to watch.
I get that.
So it's a say, like, if you just take the time and put in the work first, you're going to get more of what you want.
But that's not how it's perceived. That's not how it's perceived. That's not how it's perceived.
Nobody wants to do the work. They just want you to know.
It's not how it's perceived, which is how I've already given up if I'm trying to use this service.
Whatever.
I don't want to.
I like it. I like the service. Mark likes it too, so whatever.
Well, I don't know. I just didn't like. I didn't like them. I
didn't
trust
like them.
I didn't trust them.
She worked K through 12 at Google, and he's already done tech ventures. What didn't you like about him?
They didn't really have all the answers I wanted.
What answers did you want, Phil?
Better ones.
Nobody comes in to give worse ones.
Anyway.
All right. Moving along. So pretty much nobody really liked it. Nobody got it. Everyone kind of goes out. And then Mark makes it, he makes an offer. He says he'll do $250,000 for 30%. So he pretty much doubles the percentage that he would get. And, they didn't feel comfortable, and they went down to how about 20. And Mark said he'd meet him in the middle at 25. I think it's great. I think Mark's exactly right. Something like this, it's either going to be a home run
or it's going to suck.
It's going to suck. It's either going to be great or suck. And I think it's going to be great because Mark, kind of tends to make things great. Moving along.
Good luck.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I don't really like to read. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, moving along. Next, we've got father and son. Here we go again. Chase and Bob, the Intelli Stopper technology. What do you think about that, Phil?
I think most women that I know get through a bottle of wine.
I can't disagree. I didn't see that one coming, man.
What do you want me to say?
That's a good point. I mean, I think this could be something, for bars.
Okay.
Like that could be a good use, although he didn't touch on that at all.
But again, I think you're gonna go through high or volume overall at a bar.
Right, but if you think about a bar, every single bottle of wine has one of these on it. You know how many, like, the bottle doesn't go through.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know the bar side. I gotta call my friend John Taffer from Bar Rescue and ask him.
Call him up right now.
Marissa, text Kevin, get me Russell Davis and Mia from the other room. I want answers. Actually, here, if I gave you Russell's phone, can you call him? All right.
This is gonna happen.
Russell is a mixologist, so I want answers.
Well, because if they have does he have restaurants too? If they have a bar, they probably have olive oil too. Who uses this thing?
Russell's gonna know. Russell's gonna know.
Okay, Russell, we want you.
Hold on, Marissa. Here, take my phone and call Russell Davis.
Calling.
He is bartender of the year for 2012.
Oh,
by
yeah,
the way,
Russell.
so he's gonna have an answer.
I do like. We've seen this product before. We know it. We've seen it. I'm pretty sure we've seen it on Shark Tank. We've seen like stuff that makes wine not go bad. Like one of those. Remember that thing that like took the air out, and like you turn it upside down or something like that.
Yeah.
Like there was something. So we've definitely seen this. I do like the red thing. I do like so that you can see, because the other thing that I know about wine is that how many times do you leave a bottle of wine, like you don't remember, like 2-3 days later, you don't remember when you had your last glass. You don't remember how long it's been in there for. So now you can see like, oh, it's back to red, kick this bottle. Because bad wine is bad news. Skunked wine is not good.
Most people aren't drinking good wine to begin with, just FYI, but...
No, and even if you take a bad wine, it gets worse, dude.
It does, trust me. Any updates, Marissa? She's calling him right now.
And then we've got, these guys are the ones that did the business already. They've done $150,000 last year. This year they're on track to do $300,000, and they just locked in a deal with Bed Bath & Beyond. So clearly people like this. People are buying it. Because I'm sure Bed Bath & Beyond, a place like that's already got something like this too.
I mean, it's not a bad product, but
Yeah.
I just don't think it needs an investment from one of the sharks.
Well,
Russell.
all right. This is the difference I see here is the multi-function olive oil, which again, I'm not a great cook at all, so I don't, no idea. I've olive oil probably from like 2 years ago. I probably would have used it. Yeah, they said a month.
A month.
I'm like Mark. I think that the longer you keep it, the better it is.
Yeah.
It's not the truth. And coffee preservation. See, coffee preservation too. I don't know enough about coffee to know what needs to be
you got
preserved.
the chemist thing.
Beans?
You're now having to educate and market.
Well, I'm sure the coffee people know, but that's the thing. Like, if they were going towards restaurants, Starbucks, all these companies to use.
So we're licensing.
Right. If they were licensing, I feel like maybe I would more so be like, oh, okay, I get it. But because I don't understand olive oil and I don't understand coffee, I understand wine, but not the others. I would never think to go buy a olive oil preservation little cork that pops up red. Would you?
No.
So they do have 2 patents. They have 2 design patents in the U.S. and Europe. They have one. They're waiting on a. No, they have a utility patent that they're waiting on. Barbara's kind of just like, it's not different enough. I'm out. Mark is, Mark's like, clearly you've built something better than the other people that have built this is out there, but I have no idea what it is either. So I'm out. Lori is pretty much like, there's so many similar things. I'm out. Robert's like, simple, done, out. And again, Mr. Wonderful chimes in with his, there's so much we could do if you weren't greedy pigs. That's what he said.
Wow.
You think they were being greedy by asking for that $250K?
For the percentage, yeah.
You think so? You wouldn't, well, yeah.
Based off of what they've made?
Yeah, but again, it's, and this guy, he said it. And even Robert said, and I don't know if you caught this quote, but he said it so good. He says, as a startup, you should never argue value. Instead, we have to show you a limited perception of risk. And that's exactly what they've done.
That is true.
And that really, like, they did do that. There's not a lot of risk. And they also, smart guys. I think they were kind of smart guys. But they didn't get a deal, so I guess they don't.
I think they'll be all right with that deal.
I think they're gonna be one of those companies where they get a lot more orders like tomorrow, or they already did
yesterday,
Saturday, whatever. And then it was kind of funny when Robert goes to Kevin like, "We're all friends here. You have a problem, Kevin." I think that.
What problem was he referring to? Oh, because of the.
Yeah, I mean, like he didn't have to say that. Like he takes it up a notch.
Yeah, but part of it is he's. Okay, you can't not think he's not playing a persona for the sake of the show.
I don't know. I'd love to go have a glass of wine with him. I would love to totally just like hang out with him and see like what was.
Remember you got to hang out with those guys at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, they're not here on our show, so I don't really, doesn't do anything for me.
You should have been at the Super Bowl.
I wasn't invited.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was, clearly.
Yeah, whatever. You're too cool for school. Okay, moving on to the next one. The last one of the show, Fort Magic.
Terrible.
What was terrible about it, Phil? You tell me.
Okay, it doesn't come with the sheets?
It's pretty much some PVC or PVP, whatever that's called. It's some like PVP piping in a bag.
And you didn't bring the packaging? Why didn't you bring the packaging? Because it's too damn big to bring.
I mean, she literally handed them some PVC piping. I was like, here, give me $75,000 for 15% of my company. I don't know. I mean, I actually was kind of really excited about this when she came out.
Too, but
until the no fabric.
It should no fabric, and the cost's a little bit high, but I don't know. Maybe it's not that high. I don't have kids, so what do I know? I just know if I was a kid and this was to the full extent that it can be, like, yo, we gotta get that.
Yeah, you gotta get that, and like the fabric should be like one side it's blue, one side it's red. It comes with like Velcro things to it.
One side's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one side's Power Rangers.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah, like shit, you can license this everywhere with all kinds of stuff.
One's Harry Potter. One build your own Hogwarts fort.
One's like white and you can color on it. I mean, the possibilities are endless. And she was a dingbat.
Terrible.
I mean, you know what though? Like, for people like that, I kind of have to give Erica some credit because as much as we can sit back here, like, you don't know what they were asking her. We only got this edited down version. She's clearly nervous. She clearly has a good product. She has good intention. You know what I mean? Like, she's not an arrogant, like, ignoring him. She was just super nervous and kind of scattered.
Which is why my heart goes out there, because here's the thing, you didn't need. First off, you brought in your mom for such a large amount of money. Okay, at least you're keeping it in the family. But now you're bringing an investor. Why? That's the world's stupidest idea.
Why?
Because you're not even making money. And now you owe this guy. Basically took out a big loan.
See. But with one of the Sharks, you're not just bringing in an investor. You're bringing in. She wanted the connections.
Okay, with the Sharks,
she wanted Lori.
I'm saying with the Sharks, but she has an investor.
Oh, the other investor with the 35.
I would have done a Kickstarter. I would have done like whatever the hell the kid version of this is, like just where the parents are that spend money on kid products. That's the
that would have been really cool. A Kickstarter one showing like the kids building it.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. But
She could have raised 75K.
that's my
She could've
biggest
raised
knock on it, which is
75K.
why like I feel bad for her, but world's dumbest decisions being made here.
Did they say where she was from? I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
I wonder if some of that. Yeah. Well, yeah. I kind of she was really super scattered, and then Barbara even tried to like simmer her down and be like, "Hey, what are your top 3 priorities when you get to work tomorrow?" She didn't answer the question, dude.
She answered with a question. You mean like tomorrow or in general?
Yeah, she could have said like.
She could have said, well, my immediate goals for tomorrow are this, this, and this, but my overall goals are this, this, and this.
She could have said her
Covered.
immediate goals for tomorrow to like get her bags packed so that she could get back to wherever the business was. Like she could have went so simple, and she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it. So Barbara's out. Mark was like, "You're going 200 miles an hour. I can't do it." Like it like almost
Okay.
hurt to watch.
It's ironic that she had the wherewithal to say, I'm not dancing around the numbers question, but you are!
As she's
Every
circling
time.
them, she's like, "Do, I'm not dancing around. It's a figment of your imagination."
What was her first kind of, I believe it was Kevin that asked her first, and she said, before we get to that, I want to tell you about, and I forget what it was, but it was
A storage bag. It came with a storage bag. Was that what it was?
probably...
It was like some storage bag, and then they asked about the packaging. And then no. She said before that, I want to tell you about the teepee. You can build a teepee on a horse. Wasn't that what it was? Like there was a picture that you could build a teepee on a horse.
I mean, the greatest line of her tonight was, I believe in Fort Magic. Well, no one's saying that you don't.
Right.
It's not going to help you that much.
No.
I have belief in the world for something doesn't mean it's going to
You
go
know
anywhere.
what? I think this is the case of a brilliant idea, poor execution and pitch. It's a brilliant idea. Every kid wants to build a fort. You get some sheets, but see, that's the key thing. When you're a kid, the only thing you really have to build the fort is the sheets. Everything else, well, but maybe is that her point? Is that her point that you don't need the sheet? That you already have the sheet?
No, that's not.
That's not her point. But my thing was,
That's not a point.
she could even get away without selling the PVC piping.
Because here's the thing: if you're
And
going
then
to
just
use
sell the sheet to make a fort.
if you're going to use home sheets, the whole point is to make it how you need it, want it. It's supposed to be kind of ghetto, for lack of a better term. If you're going to build something, I want the Hogwarts of forts.
Right, but see, that's it. It should be like an IKEA fort.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
I get what you're saying.
Like IKEA should make a fort package, and you can do a bunch of different forts.
IKEA.
What the forts? Yeah.
IKEA.
What?
Call us.
Yeah, IKEA. Studio A number is. No, I'm just kidding. All right, cool. So, pretty much Robert at the end makes her a deal. She said, I think you're going to sell a ton of forts. He keeps saying, I think you're going to sell a ton of forts, which I'd actually love to see if she did sell a ton of forts or a ton of PVC piping. But he would need to be an equal partner. He'd want 50% because there's a lot of risk. Who knows? And
Would that mean that the rest of them would have...
Well, the rest of them would have like 18%, 17.5.
Okay.
Which, I don't think either one of them's going to do. The investor probably would have been like, all right, that's what I have to do. Well, the investor had 35%. But again, like, all that stuff I think is just like, I'd rather have 17% of something that sells $2 million than 50% of something that sells $100,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's so scared. Like, she needs someone to be like, okay, this is what's going to happen. But you know what? She's already had $150,000 in sales. I don't know, man. I was a little back and forth on this one. Great idea. I wish I would have been blown out of the water by this. Like, I wish I would have been like, holy crap, I have to buy my nephews Fort Magic tomorrow. And now I'm like, no, I don't need to.
It's a great doghouse if it came with sheets.
It's great. Lots of houses if it came with sheets or fabric. Anyway, so she counters Robert with 25%. And,
Because here's the thing, honestly, can I give you some advice?
yeah.
Okay. If you're a kid and you want your own fort and you don't want to do it the getaway with just bed sheets and things like that, get a mini tent. Build it in your house. That's what I did. I literally built tents in my room.
You built tents or you popped up a tent?
I popped up a tent, whatever you want to call it. Call it building.
I'm just saying, if you built it, there'd be different shapes. But see, that's the thing about forts, is that every day you can have a different shape.
Okay, so then I don't know, whatever.
I like your idea. I get what you're saying. An easy fix.
I'm just saying, for the 10-year-old that is listening to this podcast, there's one of them, I'm sure.
Buy a tent, kid. All right. So anything else about Fort Magic before we move on?
Fort Magic is a thing of the past.
All right. So for this week's flashback, we got the breathometer.
Greatest invention ever.
Greatest invention ever. This guy got $1 million for 30%, and he got all 5 sharks. I don't think that's the only time we've ever seen that, right? Have we seen that?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, what did he say? Like beforehand, he had like $140,000 worth of sales, and he got $1 million worth of sales after 3 months.
I like how Kevin came in and was like, "All right, chop. We gotta move product here."
Yeah, well, because that's what he said. It was like back ordered, and like Kevin was saying, like but I don't know. Like, I get that you don't want to be back ordered. You want to like deliver what people say, but like being back ordered, that's like a champagne problem. Like it's a better problem than like if you have a warehouse full of inventory that no one's buying.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like they can't catch up. So many people want it, they can't catch up.
It's kind of like the bar business, and Chris Lee, our good friend, would relate to this. Here's the thing, if you're putting out drinks from the bar, as long as they get to the customer and they're good, you know what I mean, then you're okay. The double whammy would be if the drink came out late and it sucked. So, in the case of this, as long as the product is good and they're keeping customers happy, they'll be all right with the back order.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I agree 100%. And I would for me, I would take it a different approach than the bar and be like, send them, this thing with like, a sticker or a T-shirt or, whatever, like a coupon to give to a friend to buy a cheaper one. You know what I mean? Like give them an extra little perk. Yeah.
They should make a deal with liquor stores for a discount off if you buy a breathalyzer, you get 5% off of like a liquor or something.
Liquor stores, they should sell these at every freaking bar out there.
Every bar, liquor store, everything.
And then what they should do is in the bar, they should have a few iPads set up, and you can log in and do it before you left for a fee. Money. All right, anything else, Phil, for this week?
Nope, that's it. I'm really excited for next week's episode.
Tell me why. I didn't see it.
I don't know. They always tease millions of dollars, and it never fully amounts to the way that it
looks.
Yeah, but I'm just excited. Millions of dollars.
All right. Well, anything else?
No.
All right. Well, that about wraps up this week's episode of Shark Tank. You guys can find me on Instagram and Twitter at @IamStef with an FZ.
And catch her tomorrow night on Oxygen's Chasing Maria Menounos at 10 p.m. because Stef Z, there's the AFTERBUZZ pool party, and Stef Z is in attendance.
Oh, am I really? You got that on camera?
Hell yeah, we got that on camera, girl. Stef Z and I play beer pong. I don't know how much of the footage is going to be used, but it's an epic party.
I think my team won. Wait, we were on the same team.
Yes.
And then we poured beer on the other team. High five! All right. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.